Creatures of the night, it's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW Rampage. We started off the night with Claudio Castagnoli, my boy from the Blackpool Combat Club, versus CMLL's Ruhido. They actually have a really great matchup. Now, whenever I see Claudio in a ring with a luchador, I'm always just like, oh my gosh, some of the moves actually looks a little bit, I guess you could say a little cringy on him, especially like a Hurricanrana. Like, Claudio is tall and lean, and you got a shorter person who is much more smaller hitting a Hurricanrana. It just doesn't look great to me, at least not to me. I don't really care for it. But obviously, we do have this little beef going on with not just AEW guys, but within the AEW BCC with these CMLL guys. Now, I do know it feels like the beef had died down a little bit. That's because CMLL, they had their guys go over to New Japan for a little bit. So they're going around testing the waters with other promotions, and I really love that. That's something I really love with pro wrestling, when they have those cross-promotion stuff. It makes me feel like we're advancing in the pro wrestling world. But either way, I couldn't see it go any other way than Claudio taking the win here. This was like 15 minutes, I want to say, something close to that. And I actually enjoyed it. Great opener. We do have Claudio taking the win. And then after the match, here is Claudio. He goes to go shake Ruhido's hand. Ruhido's like, you don't really have a great track record. I don't know about this. But Claudio looks like he really means that he wants to just shake his hand for a great match. Then he goes to go shake his hands. Then Claudio lifts his ass up in the air and drops him on his knee, like his balls onto his knee. And I'm just like, you had to lift him up to do that? I'm pretty sure that's very painful. I don't have balls, but I know that has to hurt. And here comes Magnus, which is going to be facing Matt Sydal later on. He comes out to come and help his tag team partner. They're actually tag team champions in CMLL, and I really love the way things are going. We're not going to see the story develop really quickly with CMLL. There is a little bit of a story, but after Revolution, I do believe things are definitely going to pick up. Now, throughout the night, we do have recaps of what's going to be happening for the pay-per-view. So basically, they're touching base on having like little bit of promo videos from a few of the matches, well, the bigger matches on the card for Revolution. In my opinion, I don't think they needed to take that much time, simply because right after the show, they're having that countdown show that they always have right before every pay-per-view. I think they could have focused a little bit more on the actual wrestling, or just doing something within Rampage, especially since we have a Collision tomorrow. I feel like they're going to do the same thing with Collision, where we're going to see a lot of promos and recaps of the pay-per-view on Sunday. I get it, but I think it took a little bit too much time. Now, after this, we do have a squash match with Lance Archer and the Righteous versus Luke Langley, Anaya, and Vaught. This was really quick, and I wish that this wasn't the case. I do, it's still a little bit early looking at Lance Archer with the Righteous. We haven't seen much of them, and I feel like AEW has not pushed the envelope to how insane and demented the Righteous can be. And I feel like we need to be cooking that up, because they're actually one of the only few trios within ROH and AEW. Meanwhile, we have the Bully Club Gold, Bang Bang Scissor Gang, whatever the hell you call them. They got 2 sets of trios titles, and these bitches aren't doing anything. And they're not even on the pay-per-view. I do not understand what's the point of that. Anyway, let me not get into it, because I'm just going to rant. Squash match, didn't really care for it. It's just doesn't make sense to me. We need to be building these guys up, because they can actually be a threat in terms of being a trios. So yeah, this is definitely skippable. After that match, we do have another recap again, once again with Toni Storm and Deonna Purrazzo's match, the pay-per-view. Then, surprise, surprise, Riho comes out of hiding, and she goes against Trish Adora. Riho, this is a thing that they do with Riho every few months, where you don't hear from her for months, and all of a sudden, for the most part, she has 2 matches, and all of a sudden she's in the title picture. I don't know what that's about, but this time, obviously, since Deonna is having a match with Toni Storm, I don't really see them already picking out the next number 1 contender. So Riho has a match with Trish Adora. And you know what? I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. The match was not bad. What I don't appreciate is how you're gone for so long. Trish Adora is wrestling within AEW Ring of Honor almost every week, and she loses every fucking time. I do believe within the women's division, she does have probably the worst wins-loss records in the company. So I don't get it. She puts in all the work, and then Riho comes out of semi-retirement and just wins. And then we're not going to see Riho again for another few months. I just don't understand what it is. I don't like it. You know, the match is alright, but I don't care for it. Now, here's the drama. Here's the tea. So, Ruby Soho, Angela Parker, they want the cameras to go with them to their date. For what reason? I don't know. I don't want no cameras up in my face when I'm out on a date. Definitely not. But anyway, that's what they wanted to do. And they're getting ready. And Ruby is wearing this beautiful dress. I'm looking at it. I'm like, girl, where did you get that? I need that. I love it. She looks absolutely amazing. And I'm a sucker for tattoos. She looks just so great with tattoos, especially with that dress on. But anyway, they get ready for their little date or whatever. And right before they leave, here comes Saraya and Harley. They come, and while they're talking and saying whatever, I didn't even realize what they were saying, because from the behind Angela Parker is Saraya's brother. He has some pipe or whatever the hell that shit was in his hand. I can't really tell. And he banged it up the back of Angela Parker's leg, and Angelo just fell down screaming, and he's beating up on him, and Ruby can't do anything. And then here's Saraya's like, bitch, you need me. And I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, girl, she doesn't even remember you exist right now. Why are you coming at her and talking about she needs you? Doesn't really matter. I actually think the story's getting really juicy. I kind of thought we were going to see something with them at the pay-per-view. So far, it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen, but the story just got good, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Main event time, we have Magnus versus Matt Sydal. The winner of this match get to join the replacement of the Meat Madness match, which is this 8-man whatever foolishness, I don't know, all-star, whatever. So whoever wins that gets to be on there. There's actually 2 open spots left. So this will definitely take one of the open spots. And I think on Collision, there's another qualifying match, whatever that is. And whoever that person wins will also be added onto the match. Now, really great main event. I love Matt Sydal. He is so freaking talented. This guy, you know, if he had a big personality, he's like totally babyface. And this is a thing that's kind of weird to me. They've been flip-floppy with him. They would team him up with some heels, or he's a babyface when he's doing singles matches. And I'm just like, well, what is he? Like, I don't know. But all I know is that he is talented, and he has a really great match with Magnus, and I do love Magnus as well. Like, he is just, these guys really complement each other. I know when I say Matt Sydal versus Magnus, it does not scream main event to you, but I do feel like this is great, at least for Rampage. So it wasn't bad. If anything, people probably would have thought Claudio match would have made the main event show, but it was a great opener for what it was. It really wouldn't have mattered to me in what order those 2 matches would have came in. Now, Matt Sydal, I don't know what the situation is, but I know he's one of those team players for AEW Ring of Honor where he doesn't mind putting people over, and he does it quite often, and I'm cool with that. But he's the only person in this whole little AEW CMLL beef to lose to anyone from CMLL. So this is the second time that he loses to one of their guys. And I really didn't care for the finisher, because Matt Sydal, he's laid up against a turnbuckle, and then Magnus go for like this double running knee to the face, and really it is not finisher worthy to me. He just ended up dragging him to the middle of the ring, covers him, 1, 2, 3, takes the win, and I'm just like, this feels incomplete. I don't know if it's just me being a little bit picky, but it just felt that way. I feel like they could have done a little bit better in terms of the finisher. Now, Magnus is actually added on to that 8-man all-star whatever match that is at the pay-per-view, and he's the only CMLL guy to be on the pay-per-view so far that I know of. But either way, Rampage, it is what it is. You know, it's you got an hour, go ahead and watch the show. But guys, I'm looking forward to Collision tomorrow and the Revolution pay-per-view on Sunday. It's gonna be a slobber knocker. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be back tomorrow with Collision.